Welcome to Money Through Ease, the podcast that helps small business owners overcome limiting beliefs and take control of their financial agency. I'm your host, Reagan Beshara, founder of All Ease Accounting. Join us as we explore ways to empower yourself and achieve financial success with ease. Hey everybody, this is Reagan, host of Money Through Ease, coming to you a little bit different format today. I am displaced from my home currently because my area had really severe weather and storms last week from when I'm recording this, and so we were without power. It was an estimated over 240,000 people that did not have power. But a lot of it has been restored, but ours has not yet been restored. So I'm displaced. I'm staying somewhere where we do have power and air conditioning because the temperatures are also really high right now. Most of you know that I live in Louisiana, and in the summertime, the heat index gets up to like 110 almost every day. So we had to bring our dogs and stay at a friend's house, and it's been high stress and high anxiety, and we're really just wanting to be able to get back to our home and be able to go back to our normal lives, but not sure when that's going to happen. Hopefully by the end of this week, that will be the case, but it's not right now. And in that case, I am without my podcast recording equipment, and I'm in somebody else's home, and so the message that I'm going to bring you today is going to be short and sweet, but I wanted to let you know about an upcoming opportunity to take this learning about money and about business and finances deeper with me, and I wanted to share that with you on here as well. So on Friday, June 30th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and that's in 2023, I'm going to be hosting a webinar that will be available to the general public. This is going to be a pay what you can webinar, which means that you decide what you would like to pay to register for this class. It's going to be taught on Zoom, and the registration is currently open. So if you're listening to this before June 30th, 2023, you can head to my website to get on that webinar registration. Hopefully by then I'll have power back and can actually host the webinar. I'm pretty sure by then we will have power back. If not, I would like to speak to the manager of life. So here's what the webinar is about. It's called Finances for Creatives, and I wanted to host this learning opportunity because I know so many people in my community, in the small business community where I live and work, and so many of my friends are creative entrepreneurs. They are artists, whether they paint or draw or sculpt or craft or cook, or people who are designers in some way, folks that are in any sort of performing arts, whether they play an instrument or they sing or they dance or they do theater. So many folks that I know think of themselves as creative entrepreneurs. And with that identity, they also identify as not being good at math, not being good with money, not being good with numbers, not knowing even where to start when it comes to handling their business finances. And so I really feel called to show up to my community of those creative entrepreneurs and to serve them and to help teach them and guide them on how to manage and organize their business finances. When you're a creative entrepreneur, you might not see yourself as somebody who's good with money. You don't know where to start. You don't know where to look. You don't know who to ask. And even if you did ask somebody, you don't want to ask them to do work for you for free because you value the work that they do. You value their services and their expertise and experience. And I think all of that is amazing. But it is not the case, it's not true that you can't learn how to better manage your finances. When you are a creative entrepreneur, other people take the work that you do seriously. If they're paying you money, that means they take you seriously, whatever it is that you do. whatever way that you're creating art or performance or beauty in the world, other people are paying you because they see the work that you do as a serious business. And often, those creative entrepreneurs don't treat their own business as a serious business, but it is. If you're making money through creative work, the IRS is going to know about it. They're going to find out about it. They want you to report it, and you should also want to report it, because the way that our system is set up, our financial systems in the United States especially, are that your finances impact everything about your life. It impacts whether or not you can have access to housing, food, even employment, insurance, safety, security, things like that. And all of that is fed through what you report on your taxes. If you are making money through creative pursuits, it does need to be reported on your tax return, and you need to treat it like the business that it is. Other people are taking your business seriously because they're paying you money. The IRS is taking you making money seriously. They want it to be reported correctly, and you also need to report it correctly if you want to have access to housing, employment, insurance, food, things like that. That is the way that the system is set up. We don't necessarily want to opt into that system, but it's hard to opt out of it. I don't want to be a homesteader. I don't want to live off the grid. We all are part of the system and need to play into it at some point. So, if this is describing you, how you think about your business, and you are looking for someone to kind of distill this information down for you and to help teach you how to be more financially independent and organized and give you concrete steps and tools and resources to help you manage your financial information and help you manage your creative business, I want you to go register for this webinar. It is Finances for Creatives. It is going to be on June 30th, 2023 at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So that's Chicago time. So double check whatever your time zone is, wherever you live or you'll be tuning in from. Make sure that you double check that you are available to come on. But even if you cannot watch the webinar live, which you will want to because there will be a Q&A section, you will have the opportunity to get your questions answered by me live on this webinar. So if you can't make the webinar live, you will still be able to get access to the replay, but you will need to have pre-registered in order to get access to the replay. So registration will close at the time that the webinar starts. So as long as you go and register for this webinar before it starts, even if you can't make it on to watch live and ask me questions live, you will still get sent the link to watch the replay after the webinar is over. And you'll always have access to that. You can watch it as many times as you want, take notes, write down questions, and you can send me questions, after the fact as well, and I'll do my best to get those answered. So here's how you register for that. You're going to go to my website, alleaseaccounting.com/webinars. Or you can just go to any page on my website, and the top bar, the menu, will have a section called Webinars. That is where you will find all of the links to register for any webinars that I have upcoming, but you'll see that link at the top. Click on Webinars, and you'll see the Finances for Creatives on June 30th. There, you'll use that link to go register. It just takes your email address, and then like I said, it is a pay what you can webinar access registration. I want this information and this teaching and this education to be accessible to all business owners, which is why I decided to say, you decide what you're going to pay me to have access and to register for this webinar. And the minimum is $0. That is how this is being made accessible to everybody. So whatever you feel called to pay, or if you can't pay anything, but you still really need this information, get onto my website and go register and just put in $0. So once again, that's a pay what you can fee structure for registration. You decide what you'd like to pay me, and I appreciate all of you for listening and going to register. And if you have any questions about that, you can come find me on my social medias, All Ease Accounting on Instagram, and facebook.com/accountingwithease. So thank you for listening, and hopefully the next time that I record an episode, I will not be not at home. Hopefully I will be back at home and in my quote-unquote podcast recording studio, and I will be able to deliver some education for you. But in the meantime, we're working with what we've got, and I wanted to make sure that the feed kept going and that I didn't miss an episode. And so that's why I am just recording this on my phone and telling you all about this webinar. So I hope to see you on the call. If you aren't able to make it live, watch the replay and let me know what you thought. Let me know whatever questions you have beforehand, and I'll try to answer them live on the call. And that's all for me this week and today, and I hope everybody has an amazing rest of your week. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in to Money Through Ease. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to my email list to stay up to date on all the latest content. You can also follow me on social media at All Ease Accounting or facebook.com/accountingwithease for even more insights and updates. And if you're interested in learning more about my bookkeeping services, don't hesitate to schedule a complimentary consult today. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you next time.